Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Joining us now is Okpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Oji.
Good morning, Dr.
Good
Abati.
morning.
How was your weekend?
Great. How was yours too?
Yeah.
How are you, Leila?
I'm
We have
great.
missed you.
I've missed
really.
you more, but I'm back.
All right, and good morning to you, viewers. We begin What's Trending today with a special tribute to one of the greatest storytellers from Nigeria, Miss Florence Buchi Emecheta. Yesterday, internet search engine Google celebrated her 75th birthday with a doodle illustration of her across its search engines. Florence was a Nigerian-born novelist and was respected for her imaginative and documentary writing about African women's experiences. Many say she is the most important female African writer who have gained recognition and honors for her remarkable and extensive writing. And yesterday was a buzz.
The Google Doodle,
Yes.
which was started in 1998, has been used by Google since then to draw attention to significant moments. And, Google's promotion, if I may use that word, recognition,
Yes,
of
recognition.
Buchi Emecheta
Yes.
is also a way of paying tribute to her distinction as a writer. She got married at 16, left for London in 1962, managed with her husband to produce 5 children.
5 children.
Then in between the challenges of motherhood, she took a degree in sociology and went on to produce 16 novels. Some of the very famous ones, Slave Girl, The Joys of Motherhood, Bride Price, Kende, Gwendolyn, and then she wrote also, before she died, Head Above Water, which is a book that I recommend, a very moving story, and then you could see the connection between her life and her writings. And she was known for, writing about women, about the politics of oppression and poverty, and also the plight of the girl child, the challenges of motherhood, the conflict between tradition and modernity, and then the oppressiveness of patriarchy. And she was quite distinguished in her own right. Even got, an Order of the British Empire from the Queen in 1985. So this is a way of reminding put the literary community and those who continue to enjoy our writers, of our importance.
Fantastic.
And of course, writers do not die. This is also about the enduring power of art and the power of the imagination.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I don't think she got a national honor from Nigeria at any point in time, but she remains, even in death, a great ambassador of the Nigerian cultural and creative sector.
Recognition has just brought her back into limelight for the younger generation who have no idea of who she is, and now she is back in the limelight. One thing I found in her story that I thought was quite remarkable was when she left her husband because he burned her book, and she said that it was because she felt like he just burned her child. I mean, I just thought that was really,
it was a turbulent, relationship.
Phenomenal woman.
Yes, fantastic.
She's the mother of Sylvester Onworthy, who is the owner of Omenala Press, and she herself at some point went into publishing.
Fantastic.
Great enterprising woman.
All right, well, still here in Nigeria, popular musician Timi Dakolo has said that his family's life is now at risk. At a press briefing yesterday, Timi said that the police have refused to invite Pastor Biodun Afatoyinbo, who allegedly raped his wife 20 years ago, but rather the police stormed his home over the weekend for a second round of questioning since the case had been filed. He noted that last month, he and his wife wrote a petition to the police and they were questioned for 6 hours, and that since the petition had been filed, their home address became public, leaving his family to public scrutiny. The singer also claimed that the police wanted to abduct him and his wife.
I would like to share a few, on behalf of my family, I would like to share a few highlights, especially about the attempt yesterday to abduct my wife, or probably me if I was downstairs. Because the people that came to our house, nobody comes to drop letter with guns. I was afraid for my life. I was afraid. First thing I told my children is to off the television and just go to your room and lock the door.
I just feel so bad for
The
his
price
family.
of sharing your truth in this country, it's absolutely disgusting.
Well, I don't understand what's going on with the police system here in Nigeria.
Well,
If he's saying
before
that,
you blame the police, I think the Busola Dakolo, Pastor Fato Imbo story is beginning to assume the shape of a melodrama. And I use that word in a technical sense. The police have come forward, Frank Mba, the spokesperson of the police, to say that, look, there's no case of harassment here, there's no case of victimization, that it is just routine standard procedure. If the police get a petition, and in this case, there was, a petition before the police talking about, conspiracy, mischief, threat to life, and that is part of the duty of the police to investigate and to invite persons for interrogation. And that in any case, this does not amount, an invitation does not amount to a warrant of arrest. So that's the side of the police, which we must also state. But where, Timi Dakolo comes in is that he's alleging unfairness on the part of the police, because he and the wife, they already sent a petition to the police, and that the police refused to act on it. If that is the case, then of course, it's on terra firma to say that, the police cannot ignore their own petition and purport to be acting on another petition. And why did the police have to come all the way from Abuja?
Regardless, they have already been to the police. They had been interrogated for 6 hours. What are they being questioned for then?
Exactly.
That's the question, right?
However, protection of survivors as well. I mean, the fact that you have people coming to drop letters at your front door that are armed because you shared your truth. The police are supposed to be protecting her and her family right now, because at the end of the day, she's in such a dangerous position. Whether or not the investigation is over, you cannot put someone in a more vulnerable position than they're already in. It's just absolutely mind-boggling to me.
Well, the way the matter is being handled, it will be, difficult that at any point that justice will be done. Even if the Dakolos go to court to take Pastor Fato Imbo to court, there will be issues about evidence. But what we're getting from all of this is that, public attention has been drawn to the crime of rape, the challenge of rape, and the conversation that has developed around that, I think is very progressive, is very useful. And the police should also be careful not to end up with a situation whereby police performance, in terms of the discharge of their duties, becomes part of, the story.
Absolutely. Well, let's take a story under entertainment. New York rapper SAP Rocky has been held in Swedish police custody for weeks on alleged assault charges. Although Sweden has no bail system, President Donald Trump has come under fire for attempting to vouch for bail for the rapper. Over the weekend, Trump posted a tweet saying that he spoke with the Swedish Prime Minister to discuss the case. Critics are saying that the president's interest seems to be a vulgar political calculation intended to win over black votes. I mean, I thought this was hilarious.
The president cares about ASAP Rocky.
Well, you know what? He also claimed that his wife was in the forefront.
Lady,
yes, his wife was in the forefront to persuade him to talk to the prime minister. What is happening to ASAP Rocky is, for me, it's unfair because I mean, although the Swedish system has no bail, in their system, they don't recognize bail in their system. I don't think that, a United States citizen who is a public figure in that manner should be held without bail. Yeah. And, it's
well,
fine. Well,
it's a matter of jurisdiction.
Right.
I mean, the Swedish, they've made it very clear that they don't have the option of bail.
Bail, yeah, right.
And it's very rare for Sweden, to seize anybody's passport. Here, it's a case of assault on June 30, although SAP Rocky, Rakim Myers, his real name.
Yeah, his real name.
He has claimed innocence. He has gone on social media.
With video evidence.
To give video evidence.
Right.
However, TMZ, also came up with another video which provided contrary evidence.
The altercation. It was just the altercation.
Well, they allege that, he assaulted the person, but his lawyer says he acted in self-defense.
In self-defense, which he showed in his own Instagram
video. So the case will go back to the Stockholm District Court on July 25. And on July 25, it will be determined whether he should still be detained or he should be released. However, I think it's interesting that we have a case of star influence here. A star, a Grammy-nominated, U.S. rapper, American rapper, has an issue abroad. And then all the superstars in the United States, from First Lady to Jada Pinkett Smith to Kim Kardashian.
I was waiting for you.
She doesn't not miss out on me.
Kim Kardashian should have
You know, 600,000 signatures have been collected to say that, look, you know, Sweden should treat him well. But the Prime Minister of Sweden has assured President Trump, and I think it's important, that nobody is above the law in Sweden, and that the rule of law will prevail, and that SAP Rocky will get fair hearing, and that it is not true that he's being kept in rat-infested cell.
But he's going to be kept there for another week before the hearing, and you know, the poor guy, I mean, what can I say?
Honestly.
Well, we'll take our final story. Over the weekend, thousands of people from across the world celebrated the 50th anniversary of the first moon landing. To mark the anniversary, NASA streamed the footage of the historic moment online, giving a new generation a chance to see what was watched by 500 million people 50 years ago. That date is July 20th, 1969, when the Eagle module from Apollo 11 landed and Neil Armstrong made history by becoming the first person to walk the moon.
Thank you, Ojo.
So sorry, we do have to cut this story short. We have come to the end of the show.